You tell yourself you're working hard. You tell yourself you're built differently from the people around you, that somewhere out there, something big is waiting just for you. So you scroll, you watch other people's lives, their gym, their business, their body, their bank account, and a quiet voice inside you says, "My time is coming. I can feel it. I'm just one break away." But let's be honest with each other for a second. You are not one break away. You are one decision away. And you've been avoiding that decision for months, maybe years. While you sit there convinced your moment is right around the corner, somebody else, right now, this exact second, is building the life you keep telling yourself you deserve. Most people will live their entire life believing they're special, while doing absolutely nothing that separates them from anyone else. They mistake potential for progress. They mistake a dream for a plan. They think wanting something badly enough is the same as fighting for it relentlessly. So I need you to ask yourself something uncomfortable. Are you one of them? Are you living inside a comfortable delusion, telling yourself you're different while your actual daily actions scream that you are exactly the same as everyone else who eventually settles? Let's take apart the lies, one at a time, because I guarantee you've told yourself at least one of these this week. I'm just not ready yet. You are never going to feel ready. Ready is a mirage. It moves further away the closer you think you're getting to it. Ready is the excuse comfortable people use to avoid the discomfort of simply starting. I need more time. No, you don't need more time. Everyone gets the same 24 hours. What you need is more intensity in the hours you already have. You need to stop treating your goals like a hobby you visit on weekends and start treating them like your life actually depends on them, because eventually it will. I'm waiting for the right moment. The right moment was yesterday. It was last month. It was the New Year's resolution you made 2 years ago and abandoned by February. Every second spent waiting for perfect conditions is a second somebody else is using to build the very thing you're still just planning. I don't have the resources. Resources were never your problem. Resourcefulness is. Almost every person who has ever built something meaningful started with close to nothing, except an obsession and a willingness to do the things other people wouldn't. While you're sitting comfortable in someday and maybe next month, someone else is waking up before their alarm. Someone else is saying no to the party so they can finish one more hour of their craft. Someone else is failing today, on purpose, so they can be dangerous 6 months from now. And here's the part that should actually bother you. The gap between you and them was never talent. It was never luck. It was never who they knew. It's one thing. It's the mentality they operate from. This is not about being in the top 1% of income earners. It's not about a number in your bank account or a title on your business card. This is about thinking the way the top 1% think. A mindset that 99% of people will never fully understand, will never fully accept, and will never actually implement, even if you handed it to them for free. Here is the mentality in its simplest form. You are 100% responsible for your life, and you act like it every single day. Not 90% responsible, with 10% set aside for bad luck. Not 80% responsible, with 20% blamed on your circumstances, your childhood, your city, your parents, the economy. 100%, every outcome, every result, every failure, every success, yours. The 1% mentality means you stop looking for permission and start taking ownership. It means you stop waiting for motivation and you start relying on something far more dependable, discipline. It means you finally understand a simple truth. How you feel about doing something has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not you should do it. Discipline is getting up early when every fiber of your body is begging you to stay under the covers. Discipline is working on your goals when you're exhausted, when you're frustrated, when literally anything else sounds more appealing. Discipline is doing the work when nobody's watching, when there's no camera, no cheering, no immediate reward waiting on the other side. Motivation is unreliable. It behaves like weather, here when you're inspired, gone the second things get difficult. The 1% don't build their lives on motivation because they understand it's a luxury they simply cannot afford to depend on. Discipline, on the other hand, doesn't ask how you feel. It shows up anyway. It's the foundation that holds everything together long after the initial excitement has worn off, right when the real work actually begins. I need to be completely honest with you. about what this mentality actually costs, because nobody sells you this part. It demands pain, not the dramatic movie-style pain, not some single heroic moment. I'm talking about the daily, grinding, unglamorous pain of choosing the difficult path over and over and over again, long after it stops feeling exciting. The pain of saying no when everyone around you is saying yes. The pain of working while everyone else is relaxing. The pain of investing in a future version of yourself that nobody else can see yet, while everyone around you is consuming their present. You will sacrifice time with people who don't understand what you're building, and honestly, some of them never will. You will sacrifice late nights out for early mornings that feel pointless, until one day, they don't. You will sacrifice the temporary comfort of entertainment for the long, slow, unglamorous satisfaction of actual achievement. You will sacrifice being understood by people who have never once pushed themselves past their own comfort zone. This isn't about becoming a machine. It's not about losing your humanity or cutting yourself off from everyone you love. This is about understanding one uncomfortable truth. Growth requires discomfort. Excellence demands sacrifice. Extraordinary results only come from extraordinary commitment. There is no shortcut hiding somewhere that everyone else simply hasn't discovered yet. Here's something almost nobody tells you. The battle is not physical. It never really was. Your body will want to quit long before it actually needs to. Your mind will generate 1,000 perfectly reasonable excuses for why you should take the easier path, why you should settle, why good enough should be good enough for today. The 1% mentality means training yourself to recognize those thoughts the moment they show up, to call them exactly what they are, which is resistance, and to keep moving anyway. Here's what actually separates the 1% from everyone else, though. It's not that they don't feel the pain. It's that they don't just endure it. They learn to work with it. They understand that the struggle isn't some obstacle standing between them and their goal. The struggle is the mechanism of their growth. It's not in the way. It is the way. They don't ask, why is this so hard? They ask, what is this hardship trying to teach me right now? The 1% mentality means you slowly become comfortable being uncomfortable. You start to see challenge not as a threat, but as an opportunity in disguise. You begin to understand something that every single person who has ever achieved anything meaningful eventually had to learn. They walked through the exact same fire you're walking through right now. The only difference between them and everyone who gave up, they kept walking. Now I want you to actually picture something with me. Imagine yourself 12 months from today. You've been living inside this mentality for a full year. You made the sacrifices. You pushed through the resistance on the days you had absolutely nothing left. You showed up, especially on the days you didn't want to. Look at who you've become. Look at the way you carry yourself now, the clarity behind your eyes, the steadiness in your voice when you speak about what you're building. This isn't the fragile confidence that comes from someone else's approval or a stranger's comment online. This is the unshakable kind, the kind that only comes from knowing, not hoping, knowing that you can trust yourself to do exactly what you said you would do. Maybe over that year you built a business. Maybe a body you're finally proud of. Maybe a skill nobody thought you'd stick with long enough to master. But underneath all of that, you built something far more valuable. You built character. You proved to yourself that you can override your own excuses, that you can push straight through your own limitations, that you can produce real results, even when every condition around you says you shouldn't be able to. The money is nice. The recognition is nice. The external markers of success are nice. But they were never the real reward. The real reward is who you had to become in order to earn them. The real reward is knowing that whatever life throws at you next, you can handle it. You already have the tools, the mindset, and the track record to handle it. Because you've done hard things before, on purpose, by choice. You sleep better because you know you actually gave everything you had. You wake up energized instead of dreading the day because you're finally building something that matters to you. And you look in the mirror and respect the person staring back because that person has been tested and did not break. But maybe the most powerful part of this isn't even what you gain. It's what you learn about what was actually possible for you the entire time. You shatter the limiting beliefs you'd quietly been carrying about your own capability. You discover that the person you always assumed you were was only ever a small fraction of who you actually are. This is your legacy, and I don't mean what gets said about you after you're gone. I mean what you are building right now, today, with every single choice you make between comfort and growth. So here's your choice, laid out plainly. You can keep telling yourself the same comfortable story that's kept you exactly where you are for months, maybe years. Or you can decide right now, in this exact moment, that enough is enough. You can choose the 1% mentality starting today, not tomorrow, not Monday, not next month when things settle down. Today, you can choose to take 100% responsibility for where you currently stand and 100% ownership over where you're headed next. You can choose to stop making excuses and start making progress, even small, ugly, imperfect progress. You can choose to stop waiting for permission that was never going to come and start taking the action that was always yours to take. The clock isn't ticking on some distant deadline out there in the future. It's ticking on this moment, right here. Every second you spend deciding is a second you are not doing. Every moment you hesitate is a moment somebody else somewhere is moving forward without you. The 1% are not waiting for you to catch up. They're not saving you a seat at the table. They are building their future right now, while you're still debating whether or not you even deserve to build yours. There is only today. There is only this moment right now. There is only the choice in front of you, between the person you have been and the person you are still capable of becoming. What are you going to do with it?